We're talking He-Man, the corniest hero of the 80s. His new trailer just came out. It was phenomenal. I got my boy Flyknit J here. I am Kurono. This is Minor League Films. Let's get into it.
I have the power!
Darren, we saw that trailer and I was blown away. I thought they were going to make that trailer as corny as they could possibly make it, with nothing but fancy colors and 80s punchlines and themes. They surprised me. It was quite serious. The special effects look great. The colors of the Eternity look great. What were your thoughts on how just the trailer looked?
Yeah, I was actually surprised to see a He-Man trailer at all. I mean, He-Man is one of the properties that they pretty much, as far as live action, big budget, have left it alone. I mean, we haven't seen it since 1987 with what, Dolph Lundgren, if you remember that. But yeah, no, I thought the trailer looked fun. It looked awesome. Reminded me of kind of Transformers, kind of when that original trailer came out. Was that 2008 when that trailer dropped? The movie was 2009. Yeah. Oh, 2006. Sorry, yeah, 2006 when that came out. Yeah. It looked good. The special effects looked fun. Like the music, I thought they got the score right, which is always important in the trailer. Got to get the score right so the music sounds good. It sounds dramatic, even though we know He-Man is more so very kind of corny, like having fun. But I think they played into that in the trailer as well. There's some fun moments in there. I think the characters look good. The outfits look good. I told you before, I had one beef in the trailer that He-Man, I Have the Power it's just so iconic that it's like, I wouldn't care if the character sounds nothing like that. And when you do it, just dub over his voice and make it sound like the I have the power. I wouldn't care. I would never complain. Like, he doesn't sound like I don't care because it's just so iconic. But outside of that, I thought that trailer was a lot of fun.
You know, just to stay on the pros here a little bit, because I think what they're going to do is the same thing. If you remember Mortal Kombat 2021, when people complained about how Scorpion was saying, "Get over here," and he just kind of said it. When the movie came out, they corrected that. They're going to correct that and probably dub it over and have the big boom with the echoing. He-Man's being played by Nicholas Galatine. You might remember him from maybe just Cinderella, the one that came out in the late 2000s live action. All the rest of stuff he's been in, I don't think you would have seen.
No, I haven't really seen him before.
Yeah, but he looks perfect for the role. I mean, on the good side, if I'm staying on the cons, we got Fisto in the trailer. It looks great. He has a big, corny, huge hand. And he looks more realistic. It looks more like an arm that Jax will have in Mortal Kombat. If you remember the animated series, he just had a huge fist that was bigger than his whole body. So that dude was definitely lifting weights. That was a weight itself. That was a body weight. They have Man-at-Arms played by Idris Elba. I don't know why I keep saying Idris. He looks great. And the best part about Idris Elba's character is that in the show, we always see him have the huge armor on and all the firearms and weaponry around him. I like seeing in the trailer him being able to take the suit off and walk around like a normal dude.
Yeah.
That's the coolest part for me.
Yeah, this is not really kind of related, but this movie kind of gives me Thor vibes a little bit. And I say that because, like, Thor, we had a lot of time on Earth, but we had this time in this cool world that we hadn't really been to when they did Asgard. You got to see that and kind of how it played out. I hoping they switch it, because in Thor, like, we got to Asgard, we're like, hey, this is hella cool, man. We're hanging out, we're having a good time. Oh, we got to go to Earth, and then you get kind of the fish out of water. I hope they kind of switch it around, and we kind of have the fish out of water with He-Man, and then kind of switching. Now he goes to this cool world, even though he's known for something greater, and then you kind of get the cool stuff down. I mean, you talk about the characters. Camille Mendez is also in here. She looks she looks hot in this. I'm just gonna tell you, in this trailer, she looks really good. But
Idris Elba, Tila?
Huh?
You mean playing his love interest, Tila?
Yeah, I would guess. I don't know shit. Like,
yeah.
And I'll say this too, Scotty. Like, He-Man, and we're older now, so I grew up in the 90s. He-Man is really from the 80s. Didn't grow up with this show. We know of it. I want a lot of people. The most I probably have learned about He-Man was Robot Chicken growing up, and just so many spoofs, because the show is, I've seen an episode or two every now and then, but the show is goofy. It's very spoofy and very easily spoofed. So Robot Chicken is probably the most I've seen of He-Man, outside of probably a episode or two where I've seen a little bit of that live action in '87. I believe it was just on one time, and I went to check it out, but really didn't grow up with it. So kind of, if you're not 40, 50, this is kind of a new experience for everybody. So it's a chance to do something fun. I think it's a chance to really pull the kids in, where it's not like, man, I grew up with that, and you have no idea what you're watching. It's like, well, not many of us grew up with that, and now we all kind of get to new experience. So I think if they go the direction of how it looks like Thor did, it kind of gives me that feel. I mean, Jared Leto playing Skeletor, which is awesome that they're getting big names to come in here and kind of have fun. I feel like this probably was a really fun movie to work on, is what it seems like so far. Everything for me is saying, hey, as long as this isn't like a Dungeons and Dragons where it's like we got a little bit of those moments in there, we talked about that, but it just wasn't as fun as it should be. Like, go in there, don't be serious, maybe throw a little drama in there, have fun, they're down for the ride. And I think they can put together a pretty good franchise here, because this trailer is all to a great start.
Yeah, so far we this is mostly pros in this trailer. I especially the way Eternia and Castle Grayskull look. You talked a little bit about Camila Mendes playing Tila, which is his love interest. I really hope they don't make this movie into a love story once he gets to Eternia. But one of the the only con I have about this trailer is that he's on Earth in the first place, and we're gonna have to spend time with him as Earth on a kid, growing up to an adult. That has scenes when he has a job, like in a cubicle, and then he finally finds a sword. I don't see where any of this Earth stuff is necessary at all. It's not necessary, really. Like, he obviously gets the sword because there's monsters that come to Earth looking for him or looking for the sword from Skeletor's camp. Why is that necessary for him to be on Earth at all? He doesn't need to be a fish out of water. They're trying to make this a fish out of water movie, which I don't think is going to make it bad, inherently bad, but you don't need to do that. Like, it's okay to have, like, the original story was his mother was an astronaut from Earth. She crash landed, got stuck on Eternia, and she stayed there and had him as a son, and then it went on from there. That would be fine as a story. I'm not sure why they have to make it the fish out of water, so I'm kind of confused about that, because I want to spend as little time on Earth as possible. I want to get right in the Grayskull and all of his corniness. Like, I want to see Fisto's big fist beating people up. I want to see it's not Goat Man, it's Ram Man. I want to see Ram Man ramming people. I want to see Roboto do stuff. And there's another guy in there. It's a guy that has like a face. In the cartoon, he just had one eyeball, but he could spin it around and see in different directions. He could see. He's a warrior that could see in every direction. Essentially, they showed him in the trailer as well. Everybody looks great. Still looks as corny as they should look. Another con, which I'm not necessarily going to count it as now, because I'm actually glad they're probably going to surprise us with this, is Orko is missing. Orko, if you remember the cartoon from when we were kids, the little magician guy, that never could do anything right in combat, but he could do something. If it wasn't combat, he could do something. I hope they bring him out and he's a badass. That's what I'm hoping, they bring him out and do that, because Skeletor looks badass. Jared Leto is definitely going to be great for this voice. I don't know why I've seen a lot of complaints about it. Jared Leto with him as a voice is going to be great. Skeletor already looks great. I'm hoping this franchise does well and we can get backstory on Skeletor. You touched a little bit on how we didn't really grow up with it. I unfortunately did grow up with it, because my mother had when the VHSs were around, she recorded every single episode of the AGT Man. So I watched that as a kid. When I was like 5 or 6 years old, I was forced to watch that, Gummy Bears, the rest of the stuff that was bad. They also remade He-Man like in 2005. 2005. Yeah. It was okay. Had a lot of backstory, which was good. The 2021 version done by Kevin Smith, that was 3 parts, was phenomenal. People they go towards the CGI show that came out maybe a year or two after that. I didn't like the CGI show. I thought that was even more corny in a bad way. That 3-part series is something I really hope they do in this series going on. They can't do a number 1, but in number 2, the He-Man 2 Master Universe. If they go that way that Kevin Smith went, he wrote the show, that's going to blow us out of the water. That show was really, really good. A lot of rewatch potential now. I recommend everybody to watch that. But everybody looks good. The acting, we know, is going to be phenomenal. It's got a lot of heavy hitters in here, and I'm excited. Never thought I would say I'd be excited to see a He-Man property ever.
Yeah, I just didn't know one was coming, to be honest. It just wasn't on my bingo card. I do got to check out the Kevin Smith one. I've heard good things about that for about years. I just never wanted to check it out. But now that this is out, I definitely want to check that out and see how it goes, because I'm definitely interested to watch it to kind of get a little more backstory, because you got to see it off of recorded. Like I said, it wasn't live or anything that we were watching that would come on actually on TV on the days of Robotech and Dragon Ball Z and all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it looks good. I don't necessarily mind the Earth stuff. I think that what they were gonna do is they want to get the audience in, get some laughs going, chum it up, have them fish out of water, and kind of just delve us into this world. I don't think it'll be longer than a half hour in this movie. You know, I don't know how long the runtime is, but I'm gonna guess it's gonna be close to like 2 hours.
Yeah,
it's probably no way under that. But again, in the trailer, the battle scenes look good. I remember we saw this, and this movie never really made it anywhere as far as franchise, but Warcraft. There we go. I said Warcraft. Man. Saw that where the battles did look good in Warcraft when we saw that recently. That's kind of how the flashbacks kind of got me of this kind of old age kind of battle stuff going on. So didn't see more of that, but the battles in here look good. Like I said, the characters look good. Yeah, man, I'm just hoping it's fun, man. If it get in there and it's a fun ride, it's coming right in June. So summer blockbuster season, which is very hit or miss, but that's where everybody rolls all their eggs and big budgets into. Yeah, man, I'm here like, man, I'm hoping this is a hit. I want to see more. I want to see a couple movies of this, because again, it's new for me, probably new for most audiences.
Rolling eggs is crazy. Who is rolling eggs?
They're rolling all their eggs in. I mean, that's summer blockbuster. That's where you spend your money.
I just wanted to throw my 2 cents of hate in when I heard rolling eggs.
You know who's rolling eggs? Alice in his or hers, because the eggshells are still in the eggs. So she's rolling them. But
You know what? I'm glad you brought up Warcraft, which to me, and it's just someone that's played all the Warcraft games. That was an A1 adaptation of the games. Just like I believe this movie may not be A1 because he's spending all that time on Earth. That's fine. As you said, hopefully it's only like the first half an hour. I'm hoping the first 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes, then we go straight to Fantasyland. Warcraft was a good movie and a good adaptation of the games to film. It didn't get enough support. So what I would hope for is the audience of any fantasy or sci-fi lover, even a comic book lover, because He-Man had comic books too and novels, support the movie. Go see the movie. Like, the movie's it needs support, because so far this looks good. I'm not even the guy that cares about trailers. I really don't. Like we have the channel and then we review trailers and whatnot, but a lot of times I like to be surprised, and I like to see a very small trailer. When I watched this trailer, I actually wanted to keep going. That's the first time in a long time I'm like, ooh, I need another trailer. I need to see what's going on. Because even Evil Lynn, like it's Evelyn, but it's Evil Lynn, Skeletor's right-hand girl, if you will, who when she was fighting Tila, Adam's love interest. And I said, oh my God, who is this costume designer? I just want to know who the costume designer is, because she's phenomenal. She's doing everything. Everybody looks accurate to the 80s versions of them, but just tweaked a little bit from modern day. We don't see that a whole lot. Usually we see a complete revamp to where I sometimes, even as a comic book lover, I have to look at it and say, okay, who is that? I have to actually find the name and say, oh, that's who that is. Like an example, in the last Captain America Brave New World movie, I had to look and see who the guy was, who the white dude was that ended up dying in the movie. I couldn't even tell you who that was. And he should have had a recognizable costume.
Yeah. So, honestly, if I have one maybe beef with this trailer, I think they dropped it a little too early. I think this trailer is good enough to where Super Bowl Sunday, I think that would have been the perfect time to drop this, because you have all the older men who kind of grew up watching He-Man may not even know this is like coming out. Like, if you're not really into like movies and stuff like that, or really on with trailers, it's like this could very much sneak under the radar. Like, yeah, you heard it? Like, there's a new He-Man movie. Like, oh, really? Is there? Like, I think, especially because the crowd is so much older, they're not so much on the internet and social media that grew up with this. If you were to drop this, because you think about it, you're probably watching this at 10. If you're doing that, you're 50. maybe around 50-something years old right now. So Super Bowl Sunday would have been perfect to drop this. I think that would have got everybody like, hey, I grew up with his kids, grandkids. You're coming with. We all going to the theater to see this. I think that's maybe the only misfire they had. But outside of that, I think this trailer is awesome.
Yeah, this is something that Uncle George would love to see. And I don't even think he's seen the trailer for it yet. He isn't.
Yeah, he's in that older. It's 50s, 60s. They're not all over Twitter, not over Instagram. They don't know unless you just, I mean, no one even watches TV these days. So like Super Bowl is one of the few things where it's like everybody's watching because you have to watch Super Bowl. So you'll see it. Outside of that, it's not like you just watch TV and it comes on. You're somewhere streaming. So if you get a commercial on YouTube, you probably don't see it.
Yeah, there's not a lot of marketing for it. I'm sure they're going to have some toys coming out. I always buy every time a comic book. Yeah, every time a comic
run up a bag.
Yeah, every time a comic book movie comes out, I make a habit of buying the least popular characters toys, like at least 2 a piece, something like that. Just to buy them, just have like a little bit of collection. So I like a little nerd room in here. But the character I was referencing, excuse me, in Brave New World was Demolition Man. Nobody knew who he was. This is how costume designers typically do in these comic book sci-fi movies that are taken off the page. No one knew who he was. He was just a white dude in regular old military fatigue and had a couple lines. That's the problem I have. And this trailer, unless they redo everybody's costume before the movie, they did everything 100% correct. I recognize every single person in there. Ram Man has horns. He looks like he's going to ram somebody. Fisto has the fist. Man-at-Arms has his same costume on. Tila is wearing nothing. We know who that is. Skeletor has a skeleton face and is wearing nothing but some drawers. He just has on drawers. He's supposed to only have on drawers with a bulge and have a face of a skull. We're here. That's all we need.
Yeah.
You got any final thoughts?
And you know, one thing they do have a chance to do, and I think it would be cool. I think Stranger Things took as much advantage of this as you could. You have so much place for nostalgia in this movie, pulling back from the 80s, the music, some collectibles, maybe some old tech that they have. Like you have really a marketing masterpiece in it. I mean, Stranger Things took well advantage of that with arcade games and music, running up that hill. Man, so many people that I knew that song because I kind of grew up with it, so I love that song. And then just hearing it back, like, oh, now everybody's singing it. It took my thing. So I think that's just another point. I'm looking forward to see how they play into that. This came from the '80s kind of thing. Don't do it like Tron Legacy, where they just throwing random sayings. Nobody knows what it is. But if you definitely use some nostalgia and pull some old arc or some old tech, some old music, I think that would be a good point. But that's all I got.
Yep. And to me, like I said, if the movie's anything like this trailer, or like the 2021 version, this is A1. But before we go, Flyknit, they want to find you. Where can they find you? On social media.
Yeah, make sure you like that video. Comment down below. Let us know what you thought of the trailer. Obviously, we both think it looks really good here. Down below, pretty much is Minor League Films, both over on TikTok and Instagram there. MLF Shorts there as well, and Kuronocomics, all places you can find us there. So it's down below. Not that hard to find. So do that and subscribe to the channel.
And as he said, I'm on Kuronocomics on TikTok. I had a little eye operation done, so now I'm back filming. I'm able to see. The lights don't bother me anymore. Even on Minor League Films, shorts, and everything else. If you see him only, just imagine me behind him because I'm right there.
Wow, that's a pause. Cut that, please. No, don't mention that. Please do not.
I'm right there. You just see him, I'm right behind him.
I live in a different state of just letting you know.
If you just see me, it's right there.
I live in a different state, just so you know.
but that's a wrap. We'll catch y'all next time.